Welcome, students, in the lecture series of digital communication. We have already seen the few concepts related to the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process. So we have seen that our signal can be represented as vector. What is the inner product? What is the norm? And then what is orthogonality and what is orthonormality? Then we have also discussed the whole process of Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization, that what are the steps involved to make any signal set or to convert any signal set into the modified vector set which is orthonormal or orthogonal to each other, right? And we have seen all these steps. Now today we are going to discuss the numerical which is related to the Gram orthogonalization process. So here, this is the numerical which is given to us. This is These are the four waveforms: S12, S2t, and S3t and S4t. These four waveforms are given to us. So what we can say here, we can say that uh, vector set, that is S, is given to us S1t, S2t, S3t and S4t, right? And now we have to convert this vector set into a new vector set, that is phi, which is equal to phi 1t, phi 2t, phi 3t and phi 4t, right? And definitely we will calculate phi 1t with the help of S1t, we will calculate phi 2t with the help of S2t, and phi 3t with the help of S3t, and so on. And the whole process we have already discussed. So now we can start that with the help of this S1t we have to calculate phi 1t. So now this is our step 1. Here you can see that this is our step 1, in which we are going to calculate phi 1t. So how we can calculate phi 1t? We know that first we assume an intermediate vector, that is g1t is equal to s1t, and because this is our first vector, so here we have not to worry about orthogonalization, right? Because this is the only vector. An orthogonality can be proved with the help of two vectors, at least two vectors. So because this is a first vector, so we'll use this vector, and to normalize the energy of this vector, what we will do, we'll simply calculate phi 1t with the help of g1t divided by the norm of g1t. And the norm of g1t is what? Because g1t is equal to s1t, so directly we can say that phi 1t can be written as s1t divided by norm of s1t. And norm of s1t means the energy, under root of energy of S1t. So we know the formula for energy. For example, any signal ST is given to us and we have to calculate the energy of the signal. Then we can use the formula E is equal to 0 to T xt square dt. Right? This is a simple formula to calculate the energy of any signal. So here the signal is S1t. So to calculate the energy of S1t, we have to integrate into the time period 0 to capital T S1 square T dt. And we know that if we see the waveform of S1t, here we can see the waveform of S1t, the total time period is from 0 to 2. It means the total time period is capital T is equal to 2. So now we can come to the next slide. So here we can see that we have to integrate this from 0 to 2. So here it is wrongly written, here it will be 0 to 2 S1 square T dt. And if we see the waveform of S1t, the value of S1t is equal to 1 in between 0 to 2. So here we can put the value 1. So 0 to 2, 1 dt, and if we integrate it, we will get 2. Right? The answer of this uh, integration will be 2. So energy of signal S1t is nothing but it is 2. So the value of phi 1t is equal to S1t divided by norm of S1t, and the norm of S1t is what? It is under root of energy. So here we can say that phi 1t can be directly equal to S1t divided by root 2 or we can say that it is 1 upon root 2 into S1t. So now if we want to draw the waveform of phi1t, we can again see here that the waveform of phi1t is basically the same waveform like S1t, but the amplitude will be 1 by root 2. So if we make the amplitude 1 by root 2, this whole waveform will become the waveform of phi1t, because phi1t is what? It is 1 by root 2 times of S1t. So S1t will remain same, just the amplitude of S1t will change from 1 to 1 by root 2. So the amplitude of 1 by root 2, if we manipulate this 1 by root 2, then this the same waveform can be treated as a waveform of phi1t, right? So here we have find out the first vector. Here we have find out the first vector, that is phi1t, that is due to S1t. Now we have to find out phi 2t, and definitely it will be because of S2t, right? But whenever we want to find out phi 2t, remember that now we are having the vector phi 1t available to us, right? So this phi 2t vector should be orthogonal to phi 1t. The new vector which we are going to find out, it should be orthogonal to phi 1t, or as well as orthonormal to phi 1t, right? So to get that second vector, we have to follow the step 2, and in the step 2 first we will calculate S21. S21 means that the projection of vector S2 on the available vector phi 1. Here we know that S1t is, this data is given to us, and this data we are finding phi 12 and phi 2t. So phi 1t we have already calculated, now we have to calculate phi 2t. So from S2t we have to calculate phi 2t. So S2t should be, means the new vector phi 2t should be orthogonal to phi 1t. So to make this phi 2t orthogonal to phi 1t, what we will calculate first? We will calculate first the projection of S2t on phi 1t. So the projection of S2t on phi 1t is nothing but it is S21. So how we can calculate it? It is 0 to capital T S2t phi 1t dt, right? So to solve this integration, what we'll do, we'll solve, or we'll plot the waveform of the multiplication of S2t into phi 1t, right? So to do this, now again we can see here that the waveform of S2t into phi 1t means that this is the waveform of phi 1t. We know that if the amplitude is 1 by root 2, this is the waveform of phi 1t. This is the waveform of S2t. So the multiplication of these two waveform, it can be plotted like this. From 0 to 1, the amplitude of S2t is 1, and from 0 to 1, if this is 1, then the amplitude of S1t is 1 by root 2. So if we multiply these two amplitudes, we will get 1 by root 2. So from 0 to 1, it will be 1 by root 2. Now from 1 to 2, it is 1 by root 2, and from 1 to 2, this is minus 1. So if we multiply these two quantities, these two amplitudes, we will get minus 1 by root 2. So this can be the waveform. This will be minus 1 by root 2. This can be the waveform of the product of S2t and phi 1t, right? Now we can simply solve the integration. That is S2t into phi 1t. So we can break the integration into two limits from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. So if we solve 0 to 1, we can simply solve it, that the value of S2t into phi 1t in that waveform is basically 1 by root 2 in 0 to 1, right? And it is minus 1 by root 2 in 1 to 2. So this will be 1 to 2. This will be 1 to 2. This will be 1 to 2. So what we can do, simply minus 1 by root 2, right? So what we can do, this is 1 by root 2 and this is minus 1 by root 2. So these two values should be cancelled out, and the value of S21 can be simply equal to 0, right? So we calculate the value of S21. Now we will calculate the new vector, that is G2t, which is S2t minus S21 phi 1t, right? So if we do this calculation, it will make sure that the new vector G2t will be perpendicular to phi 1t will be perpendicular to phi 1t, right? So now S21 is basically 0, because here we have calculated S21 is equal to 0, so this value will equal to 0. So G2t can be simply equal to S2t, right? And now this vector is perpendicular to phi 1. So to get phi 2t, what we'll do? We'll simply normalize the energy of G2t. So it will divide it by its norm, and G2t is nothing but it is S2t. So phi 2t can be simply written as S2t divided by the norm of S2t. And norm of S2t means under root of energy of S2t. So now we can calculate the energy. So to calculate the energy, we can again use same formula, 0 to t S2 square t dt, and S2 square means the waveform of S2 square. So you can simply calculate this integration, and you will get the value of energy is equal to 2. So now you can simply find out the value of phi 2t. So value of phi 2t can be equal to S2t divided by under root 2. So now we have already find out the vector phi 1t as well as vector phi 2t, right? The waveform of phi 2t, it can be again plotted with the help of S2t. So the waveform of phi 2t is what? The waveform of phi 2t is equal to 1 by root 2 times S2t. So the waveform of S2t will remain same, just we change the amplitude from 1 to 1 by root 2. This new waveform will be the waveform of phi 2t. So now now S can be equal to S1t, S2t, S3t, S4t. We have already find out phi 1t and phi 2t. Right? We have to find out phi 3t, and phi 1t is because of S1t, phi 2t is because of S2t, and the phi 3t will be because of S3t. Right? So now to do that, we have to come to step 3, which is that we have to find out phi 3t, right? So to find phi 3t, we should know that now the vector phi 1t is available to us and phi 2t is also available to us. So the new vector should be perpendicular to phi 1t as well as phi 2t. So the given vector S3, we have to take the projection of S3t on phi 1t and on phi 2t. So the projection of S3t on phi 1t will be S31. The projection of S3t on phi 2t will be S32, right? So the projection of S3t on phi 1t can be written as 0 to t S3t phi 1t dt, and similarly S3t 32 can be written as 0 to t S3t phi 2t dt. So now if you solve this calculation, S31 will come to 0 and S32 will come to minus of root 2. How will you solve this equation? You have to plot the waveform of the multiplication of S3t into phi 1t as I have previously plotted. So if you plot this waveform, you will directly find that the integration is 0. Similarly, S3t phi 2t, again you have to plot the waveform of the multiplication of these two signals, and then you will find that the outcome will be minus of root 2. Once you got this, now you have to find out the vector G3t. So G3t will be S3t minus the projection of S31 along phi 1 and the projection of S3 along S32 along phi 2. So it will be equal to S31 phi 1t minus S32 phi 2t. Because S31 is 0, so this factor will equal to 0. So here we will have S3t minus S32 phi 2t, and S32 is what? It is minus of root 2. So if you put the value of minus root 2 here, it will become minus minus plus. So the G3t will equal to S3t plus root 2 times of phi 2t. This is your new vector G3t, which will be perpendicular to phi 1t as well as phi 2t. Now we have to normalize the energy of G3t to make it orthonormal, from orthogonal to orthonormal. So what we have to do to normalize the energy G3t, we have to divide it by its norm. So the new vector will be nothing but phi 3t. So now we have to calculate the energy of G3T. So to find out the energy, what we have to do, we have to plot the waveform of S3T plus root 2 times of I2T. Now we should see that how we can plot this waveform. Now we have to plot the waveform of G3T, G3T, and G3T is basically S3T plus root 2 times of phi 2T. So S3T is given to us. This is the S3T waveform. And phi 2T we have already plotted. This is phi 2T waveform. So root 2 times of phi 2T will equal to, we have to multiply uh, this amplitude by root 2. This amplitude by root 2. So if you plot this amplitude by root 2, then this value will become 1 and this value will become minus 1. So you can say that root 2 times of phi 2T can be equal to 1 and minus 1 in the same waveform. So if you add, because we have to add this S3T plus this waveform. So from 0 to 1 this is minus 1 and this is plus 1. 0 to 1 this is plus 1, this is minus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So if you want to plot it, you can plot like this. From 0 to 1 it will equal to 0. Now from 1 to 2 this is minus 1 and from 1 to 2 it is plus 1. So the outcome will be again 0. Now from 2 to 3 this is 0, because 2 to 3 this is 0 and this is 1. So 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So this will be your waveform of G3T. Right? Now you can simply calculate the energy of this waveform, because you have to integrate this waveform. So this amplitude is equal to 1 and this is from 2 to 3. So you have to integrate this waveform from 2 to 3 and the integration will come out to be 1. So you can see here that the value of norm of G3T is equal to 1, right? So if the norm is of G3T is equal to 1, it means phi 3T can be simply equal to G3T divided by norm of G3T. It is equal to under root 1. So G3T is equal to phi 3T, because root 1 is equal to 1. So G3T is what? It is S3T plus root 2 times of phi 2T. So phi 3T is equal to S3T plus root 2 times phi 2T. This is your phi 3T. Now in your phi vector set, phi jt is equal to phi 1t. This is, you have find out phi 2t and phi 3t. Now we have to find out phi 4t. So to calculate the values of phi 4t, we know that we'll have input signal is S4t. Now this time, because phi 1t, phi 2t, phi 3t, all these vectors are available to us, so we have to take the projection of S4 on 1, S4 on this phi 2 and S4 on phi 3. So we have to find out S41, S42 and S43. So if you do the calculation, this is your home assignment, you have to do it by one. So if you do the calculation, S41 will come out to root 2, S42 is equal to 0, S43 is equal to 1. Now the next step is what? That you have to find out G4T, which is the subtraction of S40 minus S41 along phi 1, S42 along phi 2 and S43 along phi 3. So because S42 is equal to 0, so the phi 2 part will equal to 0. So S4T minus root 2 times of phi 2T, sorry, phi 1T, and minus of S43 into phi 3T. So S43 into phi 3T is nothing but phi 3T. So if you plot this waveform, very interesting. If you plot this waveform will come out to be 0. So it means that your phi 4T will equal to 0. Hence you can conclude that the vector set which is given to us is equal to S1T, S2T, S3T and S4T, and you have converted from this vector set to a new vector set, that is phi 1T, phi 2T and phi 3T, and there is no phi 4T. So all these elements can be written as a linear combination of phi 1T, phi 2T and phi 3T, right? So this is your solution of orthogonalization process. In this slide you can see that all these waveforms we have already plotted. Now you can verify it. The waveform of phi 1T is 1 by root 2 of this type of waveform. Then this was the waveform of phi 2T. This is the waveform of phi 3T. So we can conclude that we have modified our given vector set into a new vector set phi1t, phi2t and phi3t, and all these vectors are orthonormal to each other. Orthonormal to each other. This is the objective of Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process. I hope that the concept of this Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process is clear to you all. Thanks for patience listening. Thank you very much.